Thank you very much for making the effort to come. So I'm just going to start off very quietly by inviting you just to take a moment. Please feel free to charge your glass. And I'm just going to probably chair over it and just read to you for a minute before I get you to do anything else. So I'm so pleased you're here. That's great. So the show is called Only Connect, and it follows on from the last show here, which is called The Machine Stops. And The Machine Stops really was about my work with my own resistance to the machine, which is the computer, the laptop. It's not that I'm throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I do think we do need that kind of media to connect with the other. But this work is about us connecting with ourselves and with nature and with why we're here. So I would like to feel that we can connect with ourselves in this room now, because this group is unique. We'll never meet again. And it's made up of much richness for me, because it's different parts of my life that I can see shining back at me, which is lovely. And so the opening line of the show is called Only Connect, and it comes from the same writer who wrote The Machine Stops, and that's E.M. Forster. And he wrote amazing things that you probably saw in film, Howard's End, Passage to India. His kind of genre is about relationship. So I thought one of the things I'd like to share with you before we do any kind of encounter together is, I'll just read a passage from his book, Howard's End, in which the words only connect engage us. It did not seem so difficult. She need trouble him with no gift of her own. She would only point out the salvation that was latent in his own soul and in the soul of every man. I think we know about that, Laura. Only connect. That was the whole of her sermon. Only connect the prose and the passion, and both will be exalted, and human love will be seen at its height. Live in fragments no longer. I just love that line. Live in fragments no longer. Only connect, and the beast and the monk, robbed of the isolation that is life, to either will die. So that's my first opening. And then I'll read you this, because it's such a lovely piece of poetry from a woman poet. Scottish. So it's called Fragment 2. And I think it's because I'm so aware of the kind of world that we're living in at the moment, the kind of context that I hope we find ourselves in tonight, that actually we can make a difference. We can all make a difference. And the way we make a difference can be so small, so subtle, and yet so big, that by connecting us all together, it's much bigger than the sum of its parts. Imagine we could begin all over again. Begin afresh, like this February dawn light, coaxing from the Scots pines, the red ochre, burnt earth glow. All over again, south-facing mountainsides, balcony above balcony of pines. Imagine we could mend whatever we heard fracture, splintering of wood, a bird's cry over still water, a sound only reaching us now. I'd like to invite you to just take your time to wander around this space in a different way than you would usually do in a gallery, and find yourself wherever you arrive, but take time to give yourself space with the images or any part of the work. And whenever you find something that you feel you connect with or that arrests you, please feel just free to stop in front of it. And then I'll be able to give you your next invitation. And what I'm inviting you to do while you're walking is I'll be choosing to create a sound piece with my son. And I'm just going to play it as you're walking around. So we'll start the sound piece now. Robbie? And then just, yes. And then we'll just invite you to just take yourself for a wander around the space, and I'll be wandering with you.
All the swooping of the black.
Oh,
Looks
yes.
like a wee dragon.
You've got the smoke as
like a
well.
dragon.
You know, it's.
There's a few
What years
others.
what year were the dragons?
It's every like 8 years or so. You have to put in your date of birth and then you find out which year.
We'll need to do that.
Yeah.
I better not get caught in this. I could be a dragon.
I see people dance and a really ferocious dance, a really strong, powerful dance.
Oh, that's what I see in there.
Do you?
I love things to do with dance.
They're just really getting at this dance as if it's a tango or whatever it is. I don't know what the dance, but they're just putting a lot of fire and effort into it.
Oh, Maureen. That's what I see.
But that's what I feel.
I know. I feel it off you. That's great. That's so good. I'm so pleased. So if you find the thing that connects you, whenever you find something that you feel connected, you just stop in front of it. Okay. So has everybody got something within their sights? Yes? So give yourself a minute just to be present to it. Oh. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now, just standing where you are, I'm going to invite you to do what I would consider is called an internal world experience. So it's not anything that you're going to speak out, so you don't need to feel embarrassed or somebody's going to say something to you that's untoward. I'll give you an example by showing you myself first. Can you all see me? So my attraction would be at this moment in time. So this image here, okay? And so what's speaking to me about this image is this blue. Can you see the blue? Yeah? So I'll show you what I'm inviting you all to do now. So inside your own head, I know this is a stretch, but we'll all do it together. Inside your own head, if you have a statement or a question to ask of what you see in the image, whether it's the whole image, whether it's a color, a shape, a form, I want you to just stand in front of the image, or if you've got competition to see it, find yourself a space of your own, and just inside your own head, and I'll speak it out. The question I have for this blue is, why are you so inviting to me? Does that make sense? This blue is very inviting to me. Yes? So what I'm going to get myself to do now, which is what a stretch for you to think about, but I know you can do it, is I want you to just ask the question inside your mind and then you reverse with it. So I'm going to reverse roles with the painting. So I'm going to become the painting. And Teresa's just there, and I'm going to be the blue in the painting. I'm going to say to her, well, I'm the blue that's really inviting you in. I'm engaging with you because I really, really think this is a blue for you. So I want you to come and join me. Come on in. So my engagement is with this colour and with this scene, whatever it means to me. And I'm going to reverse back, and I'm going to hear that back. Do you understand what I'm asking you to do? We'll do it with Roz.
In October, I hit deer.
All right. Can you hear Roz?
In October, I hit a deer with my car in the Galloway forest. And this painting speaks to me of that experience.
Okay.
So my question to the painting would be, will you forgive me?
Will you forgive me? Would you mind helping us out here? Okay. So you're going to, this is where this painting brings you. And you're going to say, will you forgive me?
Will you forgive me?
Okay. Reverse roles, become the painting. So stand in front. And then we imagine that Roz is here. And what you saying back?
There's nothing to forgive.
There's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to forgive. Okay, come back. Did you hear what was said?
Yeah.
What did you hear said?
There's nothing to forgive.
There's nothing to forgive. Okay, thank you very much, Roz. Thank you. Okay. So what Roz has shown us is outside in the world with us, and I'm inviting you, only if you want to do it, inside with yourself. Yes? Anybody else want me to help them with it? Trish, do you want me to help you up there? Yes? No. Okay, will we stay with this? Okay. And then you'll get the meaning of it. So.
Okay, so I have a number of questions.
Right. Can you hear her?
I have a number of questions when I look at this. But beyond the obvious of how on earth did you do that, I'm drawn to what seems to be this wee little button or solitary kind of image right here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And my question to the painting would be, literally, why are you there?
Why are you there?
Because it doesn't kind of match with the rest of it.
Okay.
And when I query the painting,
Yes.
the painting to me is saying, well, silly, that's you. And I'm showing you how you're connected to all the rest of this.
Okay. So shall we show everybody?
Yeah.
So what's your question for the painting?
My question is to this small bit that's here in the middle is, why are you there?
Why you're there? Okay. Reverse roles with the painting. So you now become the painting, and Trish is imaginary out here. Yes.
And as the painting, I say to you, well, silly, that's you. And I'm trying to show you how you're connected to everything that's around you.
Okay. Reverse back.
And I just sit here and go, oh, because maybe at this point in time, that's what I needed to hear the most.
That you are connected
Yeah.
to everything that's around
And I'm
about you.
not cut off. And even though I appear isolated and different and kind of encircled, I'm still connected.
You are still connected.
So yeah,
Okay.
very, very connected to that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so you only need to do it for yourself if you want to do it. Is it beginning to make sense to you now? So it's sometimes easier to have an object, so that if I was talking to, actually I might take a conversation with this. So if my question was for this, then I would be looking at it and saying, sometimes it's a real struggle to see through something, to see through you. And I don't know what it is I need to see at the other side. So really, I'm making a statement to you. I'm not having a question. I'm just saying it seems really difficult to see. So I'm going to reverse roles with the object, but I'm going to use this to nail myself. So I'm going to become this object, and outside of me, this card's going to represent Teresa out there. Yes? So let's everybody give it a go. I've been kind to you. I've given you lots of examples. So if you put yourself in front of what attracts you, a colour or a shape or a form, and now reverse roles with the painting. So stand in front of the painting and become the... That's it. Thank you, Jess. Okay, and what's your statement back to yourself? Okay, and reverse back. Now I want you to hear what the painting had to say to you. Okay, so from the position that you're in at the moment, just where you are, does anybody feel free just to share a little bit of the experience? Yeah.
Just I just wanted to ask painting where, you know, do you want me to follow that? Twisting when will it end? And and it says yes, if that's where you want to go.
Oh,
Despite it being difficult. Follow that.
following the twisting road. And how does that feel to hear that back?
That's okay, yeah, because there's some difficult choices in life. It's not always the easy ones. So. And it's okay. So yeah, feels good.
Okay. Thank you, Sally. That's great. Anybody else? Good, good, Laura.
Is that okay over there?
Yes. So I'm just going to follow Laura over here.
So I was thinking that I was attracted to this painting because it's like light dancing on the surface of the water and splashes. And so I asked the painting, why is your dancing light attracting me? And then the painting said to show you how to make your connections, you know, like the brain neurons and how they kind of dance around. And then I just saw that kind of idea, and then I kind of felt that the earth, so after that happened, it's like how to read the earth as a tool to see yourself, how you're working, you know, like it's like an outer view of an inner working.
Yes.
So I felt I got a clue to how to see something going on. It's good. Really helpful.
Good.
And great kind of dancing light. I just keep getting a picture of light on the surface of the water. It just nice. Really.
Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Ryan? No? No. Oh, have you got one? Yes, Tony?
A lot of these pictures, I've spent lots of time dealing with maps.
Dealing with maps?
Maps. And
Yes.
a lot of these pictures remind me of maps, and this one in particular reminded me of a sort of density map.
A density map.
Where you get
Can you hear, Tony?
Different densities, more intense, and lighter colours, lighter shades for less density.
Yeah.
And then there's this big blotch of blue. So my question of the painting is, why is this bit blue and not black like the rest?
Yes.
And the answer was, because this isn't a density map, it's painting it with. And basically the artist wanted to make that bit blue. It wasn't a density map, so there you go.
That's great, Tony. Thank you very much. Thank you, that's lovely. Thank you. Brilliant. Okay, anybody else? Oscar.
No, not sure.
No, sure, that's okay. Leave it, leave it. So the next stage, which you might be engaged in just very briefly, is to take your question one step further. You might want to take yours about the dragon. And I'll just show you how to do that up here. So I'm going to use this area up here just very briefly for a short time as a stage area. And Maureen, you might come and do this as well. So come up this way. Okay, so this is our last bit that we're doing together. And I'm borrowing from my other professional life. So this is the empty chair. Ooh. So what I'd like you to think about in terms of your engagement with your internal self, just in those moments, and some of you had shared some really interesting ones with me, is that you can ask something other if you want by putting the painting or what the painting represents in the empty chair. Do you understand what I'm saying? No. Maureen, come this way. And we'll have our little conversation that we had. Maureen's one of my pals from choir. I'm lucky. So, the painting that we were talking about, that you brought my attention to, was this one.
Yes.
Okay, so if we can imagine that the painting's in the chair, what would you like to say to the painting? Just imagine the painting.
Ask the painting why I look so angry.
So just do that, ask the painting.
Why are you so angry?
Why are you so angry? Okay, reverse.
Because life's hard.
Because life's hard. Life is hard and difficult. Absolutely.
And it's expressing this dance, this really wild, I was going to say erotic, but it's not really erotic.
No, but you can say erotic.
I know, it's just, no, I thought at first was no, but it's just a wild, angry dance.
A wild, angry dance.
Yes.
That's who you are as the painting.
Yes.
And you're letting Maureen know that you're a wild, angry dance. She also asked you why you're angry.
Yeah.
And you said,
Because life's hard.
because life's hard.
Yeah.
Tell her that.
My life is hard and it makes me feel angry and
Yes.
disappointed.
Yes.
And
And,
that's it. No,
that's
all,
fine.
That's all I feel for the painting.
okay, reverse back. Now, what I'm going to do here is just double for the painting for a minute.
Yeah.
So I'll be the painting
Yeah.
through Maureen's eyes. So I'm telling you, Maureen, you said to me that you found me angry,
Yes.
and that yet you found there was a lot of energy in me and a lot of dancing because
Because of life.
And life's hard
Yes.
and brings us many things we don't necessarily want.
No.
But that is life.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can say to you?
No, just I enjoy watching the movement.
Yes. So you like my
I
movement?
like the movement.
Good.
That's why I was drawn to it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was very nice. Okay. Anybody else want to spend more time with your painting or your image or your colour? Come. Yeah. So, which work is here, Trish?
Number one.
Number one.
Fragment number one.
Fragment number one. So we've got fragment number one painting here. Yes. What would you like to say to fragment number one?
Well, I've already asked it about the dichotomy of that dot in the middle,
Yes.
but I'm eager to understand why it draws me in such a way that goes beyond what I'm being drawn into the other paintings. So I'd like to know why it is that you're drawing me in a way that's completely different than the other works in the room.
Reverse.
As the painting, I think I'm drawing you in because there's multiple layers and multiple interpretations of this work, and every time you look at it, you see something different, and it intrigues you, and it makes you very curious. It reflects the idea that life is very complex, and there's multiple layers. And you seem intrigued by that.
Do you have something you can offer her? Fragment number one.
Just that it's okay to be intrigued by that.
Mm-hmm.
That it's okay to see multiple things in one image. That I'm not I'm not concrete, I'm in flux.
You're in
And
flux.
I'm in flux with the viewer.
Yes.
And I, as a painting, I like that. I like that you can't look at me and say, that's what you are. And I think as a person, this viewer might be very much the same.
So what would you like to say to her as a person?
That as I am complex and I look different to everyone who sees me, you are just as complex. And each individual who sees you a little bit differently. And that's okay. And actually, that's one of the things that makes us both kind of amazing and intriguing.
Okay, reverse back.
Okay, I will censor the expletive that's in my head at the moment.
Which is, tell me.
These moments always, they get me. They always do. They always have, which is why I was very excited that you were doing this.
You can say what you like. We're in good company, aren't we? What's said here stays here.
I think in an age of where everybody wants to conform and put you into a box and say, this is who you are, when they do that, they destroy all these other possibilities of what you can be. And I love you painting specifically because you are everything at once when I look at you. And
Just one, hold on. Can you say that sentence again so we can hear you?
as a painting, I think you are everything at once when I look at you, and I appreciate the fact that I recognize now that I can be that.
You can be that. You can be these things that are
All
here.
these things.
All these
I don't
things.
have to be this one thing.
No.
Be all of these things.
You can be all of these things, and you don't have to conform, and you can be yourself. You're very welcome. Okay, Trish. Take care. Okay, shall we have one more? What about our fun dragon one? Shall we come and meet the dragon? What about, do you want to? I'll help you. Just very quickly. This will be our last one. So, because it's new for everybody, but I really appreciate. So what painting do we have?
It was this one here.
Okay.
And it looks kind of like two dragons dancing with each other.
Yes. Well, let's put the painting here in our imagination. And just you tell the painting what you see. You look like?
You look like two wee dragons dancing together.
Yes. And do you have a question or a statement for these two dragons?
I don't really have a question for the dragons, but it was more kind of we saw dragon influence in other paintings too, and we wondered if there was a connection with you.
Right. Oh, yes. We're going to find out if I was born in the year of the dragon.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And it was every 12 years is the year of the dragon.
Ah, okay.
And we wanted to know if you were in sync with that, and that's why.
Oh, that's all a mystery to be to be revealed to us, isn't it?
Yep.
Is there anything for yourself that you'd like to say?
I don't think so. It was more just the
Engagement.
yeah.
Yes, but it was such a lovely spontaneous moment to go from one side of the room to the other.
And we kept seeing it.
And then once you saw it, you kept seeing it and kept seeing it.
Yeah, it was nice.
That's great. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's lovely. Really good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming up. Okay, so I'm hoping now you get a sense of what the thread of it is that runs through this. And it's called an encounter. And what I was engaging with you this evening is an encounter, not just with each other, but with ourselves. And maybe how we can go forward from here and think, how else can we make a difference in terms of what our relationship is with nature and in nature, and just how we kind of manage ourselves in the world. Because there's an awful lot of things, as Maureen's pointed out, and Trish, that are very hard to get along with. And there's difficult roads. And we can have choices, and the choices that we can take lead us to lots of different things, and we just don't know what they'll be. So I'm really grateful for you coming, and I'm grateful for your engagement. Thank you very much. that was really good. That wasn't so hard at all. I was very nervous, but you were really good. And I really appreciate you making the effort because it'll be new to you. And so some of this is very new to me because it's in this environment. So I'm not in my other professional role as a psychodrama psychotherapist, but I do feel it's really important. Moreno, who created it, wanted it to be open to the world so that we could all engage. And I feel that's what you've done tonight. So have another glass of wine. And thank you for coming. You're very welcome.